I were to date a man or anyone who was intimidated by the fact that I make more than them,
Oh,
that's
gotcha.
just their insecurity speaking, not mine. And I wouldn't really mess with anyone who's deeply insecure within themselves because I don't find insecurity attractive. If I was in the dating scene, I would make sure that I'm dating someone who knows themselves, who is very self-aware, who is confident within themselves, so we can be a good match. I don't want to date anyone who's going to compete with me. I want to date someone who's going to compliment me and I compliment them, and we could big each other up and take care of one another and build on something together.
Hmm.
That's I think that's the foundation of a healthy relationship, not competing with each other.
Okay. No worries. I want to just throw a random idea. Let me know what you think, because you said that a lot of times that these men are intimidated by these women. I want to bring up something that Rose said. That Rose said that masculine men, they just prefer feminine women, and women who tend to be more successful, they have to sometimes take masculine traits in order to get to that level to compete in a space that's dominated by men. You have to at some point as a woman take some masculine traits to be competitive, to be successful. Do you think that do you think it's insecurity for men, or do you think that men, just like Rose said,
What
they
what are masculine traits? I'm just trying to understand what you mean. What exactly are masculine traits?
The two big ones that usually great predictive of success, whether you're male or female, is disagreeableness and combativeness. So in terms of what you
Okay.
just so in terms of what you mentioned before, you had to prove yourself into a male dominant space as a woman. Those traits are usually what, and speaking from someone who's sort of progressed through management from a very low tier level of construction, we employ those same traits, but it's much more natural for us, especially the guys that are quite ambitious. We're very disagreeable and we're really combative in terms of when we pursue those arenas. So sometimes the reason why ambitious men are so confused that when women talk about, oh, we have to prove ourselves, in a male dominant field, the reason why we get so confused oftentimes is that we go through the same sort of level of issues and problems when we try progress through the different hierarchies within that sector. So if it comes across that we don't necessarily appreciate what females go through, it's not so much that. It's just that it's become a part of a male's ethos to, if you want to succeed, you have to be disagreeable to some level and you have to fight. It's just pure, plain and simple of how we teach
Yeah,
other
you have
men
to
of,
stand up for yourself.
how you progress. So there are ignorant people who probably want to disregard how women are in workplaces, but predominantly majority of the male who are going through these different ladders do it naturally because it's part of their trait. So that when we speak on masculinity and masculine traits, those traits are usually what predicts success, and women at some stage employ them when they want to strive for management levels in that sort of arena. I thought I'd jump in and just answer that because I relate.
because you're the expert on masculinity. But yeah, like Erykah, do you think? I just want to throw that idea, like just to challenge your perspective a little bit. Do you think that is about a man's insecurity, or do you think just like Rose said that men just prefer feminine women? It's just a preference. It has nothing to do with their insecurity. What do you think?
Oh, look, it could be a bit of both, maybe. I mean, like um, it depends what you like. I mean, maybe there are men who prefer women to be more submissive and quiet and you know never challenge them at all, never speak their minds. They don't want to hear their opinions. Maybe that's attractive to a man, if that's what you mean. But if someone, if just say for example, if I met someone and we had a date and we were getting along, and all of a sudden they found out what I do for a job, and they found out how much money I earned, and then they kind of stood back or took a step back, take a step back, or treat me a little bit different, or become a little bit antsy, I would know that that's a product of their insecurity. I think that's a bit obvious. You know what I mean? So I think those are two different things.